What it do, y'all? This your boy King Ed the Great coming at y'all with another video. Be sure to subscribe to the like button for me. So I want to talk about the Makaveli album, man, because it came out 25 years ago around this time. And to actually experience that impact, you had to live to tell it. This was the album that was going to leave the industry shook because it came out of nowhere for one. Nobody was really anticipating the Tupac album to come out so soon, especially after he got passed away. This album came out like 2 months after he got killed. And this is where the conspiracy theories start coming to play. I mean, we started hearing about Suge had possibly something to do with Tupac getting killed. The 7-day theory. We had conspiracies of him coming back 7 years later. He faked his death, hence the booklet, Enter Makaveli, Exit Tupac. It was a whole lot of stuff. And around that time, for an artist to drop out of nowhere using a different alias after he passed away, that was something unheard of. Then you had the iconic album cover, which depicted Tupac on a cross, and it represent all that he was going through, from being shot, being accused of rape, having his character assassinated, having people taking shots at him, having people try to come at his spot in the rap game. It was a true reflection of what he was going through at that time period. And I noticed with Makaveli, the sound change, number one. It wasn't a lot, no lot of happy songs on that thing. Like, whereas All Eyes on Me, it had more of a Death Row party vibe. This album here, it only had really two songs that were pretty lighthearted, maybe three. I would say it was Toss It Up, To Live and Die in LA, and Just Like Daddy. The rest of these songs, for the most part, were darker. They had more guitars. It was more somber. It had more bells. So it wasn't nothing like Death Row was putting out. And Tupac took a lot of these producers from what you would consider the whack room and put them on this project. Like, you didn't hear no Dr. Dre, you ain't hear Daz, you ain't hear Johnny J, none of that. It was a whole new sound. And he set it off with the Bomb First. See, the Bomb First was also a play on the conspiracy theories, because people was thinking, yo, Suge shot him, and this is where all this stuff started coming to play. And then the intro where he lined them up with the AK-47 shooting at his enemies, which was Mobb Deep, Nas, Biggie, all these other people, Jay-Z. I was like, wow. And what people don't know, if you read the Double XL article about this, Tupac was also getting into production. You could hear the Uptown Anthem sample. Like, you could tell he used some of that elements on that song on the Bomb First. And them niggas was going at everybody, man. Mobb Deep, Nas, Jay-Z, Biggie, even Exhibit called it straight from Idi Amin over there. So then what I liked about Makaveli was how it transitioned. Now, a lot of people are saying that this is it really the project that how Tupac really wanted to come out, because the original had like just 6 songs, and on top of that, it was supposed to be just an exclusive release, according to some of the people that I've talked to. But I got to give credit where credit is due. This album was crafted perfectly, from the sound structure, from the way the songs transition. Like, that transition from My Bomb First to Hail Mary to Toss It Up, where he was still talking over the Hail Mary beating away, it was a great transition. Now, one of my favorite songs on there was Blasphemy, because Tupac was really giving out a lot of gems on that. That's probably one of the best songs he ever did. I like Life of an Outlaw, even though a lot of people don't like the Outlaws for some odd reason. Life of an Outlaw had them shining, them and Just Like Daddy. They really got theirs off on there. Then you had White Man's World and Crazy, which had Tupac going back into dropping gems. Cause see, he was dropping gems and All Eyes on Me, but these songs here was touching your spirit. And being what he was going through at that time period, you can't help but to feel it. I mean, this album was just amazing, man. Me and My Girlfriend, which he was inspired by Nas, we must have heard like a billion stories about the Nas and Tupac relationship, but there was a clear indication that they respected each other's craftsmanship, which is why he didn't really want to go at Nas. But you could tell there was a mutual respect between those two in terms of being artists, being true to the game artists, and being respectful of their craft. Because Nas had I Gave You Power, Tupac listened to It Was Written, and pretty much studied that in a way to make Me and My Girlfriend. So then you going on to Hold Your Head, and then you go into Against All Odds, which was like the grand finale. He wanted to smoke with everybody. I'm talking Jimmy Henchman, Haitian Jack. He calling them all out. Mobb Deep, Dr. Dre, all of them. And me personally, I like this song better than Hit 'Em Up because it got to the point. It had crazy production behind it. Like it sounded like a movie. It had that very cinematic type feel to it. And quotables, more quotables as well. Especially the Larry Holmes quotable. That's a quotable to this day. Mobb Deep, when you talking, nigga, roll your mouth. When grown folks talking, nigga, close your mouth. He was going off. But man, this was a reason why this album was so impactful, because this was an album where he was going to address all the stuff that was really going on. Where I remember when Shock G said in the interview, he said that I did this album for Sugar. This album here, Makaveli, this is me. And it had everything that you would think you would want to hear from a Pac album. You had elements of Me Against the World. You had elements of All Eyes on Me with Toss It Up. And you had him going back to his Black Panther roots on Hold Your Head and White Man's World. He never abandoned the struggle. And I'm pretty sure there was more songs out there that could have made the cut but didn't. But that Makaveli album, man, was very impactful, man. Very powerful album. Possibly one of the best to come out of the 90s. And I want y'all, let me know what y'all think in the comments of it. This is King Eric signing out. Holla.